Starting at the very beginning. Populus Romanus, Roman people, from King Romulus, in with the accusative, to that of Caesar Augustus, per annos septingentos. For 700 years, Gestated, did so much works, operum, in Parce and Bello, in peace and war, ut, that, see quiz, if anyone, what are we doing, comparing, conferat, the magnitude of the emperor with the years, he would think, this is the quiz here, this person would think that it was beyond its age. Okay, so comparing its empire with the size of its years. Italate. So thus widely, through the orbum terrarum, which is the world, they circumtulated arms. Circum just means around, tulit means they bore arms around the world. So that, so that he who, legans, looks like we've got plural here, those who read the res ilius, the matters of them, or might want to take this as facts of them, they would, people reading it would think it is not of unius popula, not of one people, but facta, deeds plural, of the human race, con discount that they were learning. And con just goes on the front there, makes it a bit stronger. Tot in laboribus en periculus qui jactados est. So much is rocked about, or sometimes jaccio is used for boasting, it's what this means. Anyway, they've endured lots of labours and dangers, so that constitutum imperium, so that in constituting or building this empire, videator, it would seem that virtus and fortuna, in capitals, deification of abstractions here, the god virtue and fauna, would have been contending in founding this empire, it would seem. Quare, usually I've joined them together. So quare, therefore, cum, it's probably since, si quis alid, if there's something, hoc quoque opere pretium sit cognoscere, which is worth the price to get to know, also of these works, operare. Nevertheless, because the magnitude blocks this work itself, and the rerum diversities and the differences of all the topics break off the aciam of intention. Aciam's like your eyesight or what you're looking at. Faciem shall make it what those who are accustomed, who paint the situs terrarum, who paint atlases, they just place maps about basically the sites of the world. Okay, so what are you saying? Therefore, if it's worth the price of this, there's the huge magnitude of what he's doing actually is a bit of a hindrance to itself, and the differences of all the things he's covering. But anyway, he's going to do it like when he makes an atlas would do. So in brevi, as if I'm embracing an image as if of the whole tablet, of the whole map. He's going to do it in a short, so he's going to, it's basically a summary. Non nihil means something. Ut spires, as I hope it'll be something to the admiration, con laturis, so it's bringing of these principes populi, this leading group of people. So it's going to be to the admiration of this group of people. Si parita, so if equally and in semel, he's going to join that as one word, one adverb. Equally and all at the same time, ostendere, I shall point out the magnitude universam. The whole thing's going to be just done briefly, and at the same time he's going to try and include some of its magnitude. This is all the lead up. We haven't actually started the history yet. Starts down there. See quiz. If there's someone, ergo therefore, populum Romanum, as if unum hominem, consider it. So if there's some person who's going to consider the Roman people as if it was just one man, and per sentient, probably means review, the whole age of it, eos means of it, as it goes, coiperit, as it began, and came into adulthood, adoliverated, as if it had pervenerated ad, pervenia usually takes ad or in, as it reached the frug, frugs is its profits or its fruits of its young age, juventa, quandam's the pronoun, ut postea, and afterwards, as if velut it consenuerit, it had grown to old age. So we've got it beginning, coming into adulthood in its juventa, and then growing old. This person, see quiz up here, he would find it, inveniant it. He's gone through a progression of 4 gradus, 4 stages, 4 steps. The primer age, the first age, sub regibus, fuit. It was under kings, almost through. I don't know what that's doing there. I'll go by the lobe, which has quad ringentos, which is 400 years. Quibus, in which around the city, Circum Urbum itself, it lactatus, it wrestled with its finitibus, with its neighbours. Haec, pronoun, take it as female singular. So this shall be the infantia of it. This should be its very childhood. Infantia literally means when you can't speak. Infant's just a baby. Sequence following this from the consulibuses of Brutus and Collatinus, in with the accusative, to that of Claudius Appius, Marcus Fulvium consuls, Annos Patet. Now the lobe has got 150 years here, which writes is clearly wrong, so I'll just leave that there. You can look up how long it actually is. In which the Rome subjected Italy. So between these consuls, looks like they subjected Italy, conquered it. Hoc fuit tempus. So this time, is that genitive? What have we got? Is that incitatissimum? It's a superlative. Very inciting. I'd say these are actually ablative plurals. This was the time where it was very stirred up with men and arms, and idioqueen for this reason. Quiz will be called the adolescent time. So went from infantia was the first one, and adolescence is sort of growing to manhood stage. De inceps, next in turn to Caesar Augustus. Years. Now this one here from the Latin library has 200. The lobe has it written out as centum and quinquaginta, which is 150 years. Quibus, in which it pacified totem orbum. They pacified the whole world or tamed it. This then was the Juventus itself, was its manhood itself of the empire, and as if it was a certain robust maturity, growing old and getting stronger or something. Hey, Caesar Augustus, from Caesar Augustus into Nostrum Saculum, into our age, it is not less by much than N.I. Ducanti, 200 years, in which the inertia of the Caesars, as if it had consenuent, had grown old and decoxit, which usually means to boil something, but it means wasted away here, except under Principe Trajan, who moved his lizards, he moved his brachii, he moved his arms, not literally, he's organising this, and besides hope, or beyond hope, the senectus of all the empire, the old age of the empire, returned as if it was revisiting its youth or its flower of manhood or something, juventa. And we'll just start chapter 1. So as usual is a daily dictionary word, decocco. Holy shit, we're having a blackout here. Oh, the computer didn't go down, just the lights. Hot bath, boil, melt, and here it is: to ruin, to shrivel, squander, suffer, loss. Which would be what it was meaning here. Okay, primus illi. He was the first, correlative et, both of the city and of the empire. The conditor, the founder, was he, Romulus. Genitus means he was born from Mars and Rhea Silva. That's a very old story. Hoc de se, a sacerdote, which is a priest. Confess est, a female priest. Priestess confessed that she was gravida. She was pregnant. Okay, so this would be Rhea Silva, the Vestal Virgin. She confessed she was gravida, pregnant. And neither soon was this fama doubted, dubitated. So the story wasn't doubted. When, by the order of Emili Regus, of this king, abiectus, into the profluentum, so into the flowing water, singular male was cast, and the singular male is cum remo, with his brother. So there's two of them thrown in there. But this was not able to be extinguished, so his life wasn't able to be when he was thrown in the river. Si quidem, seeing as the Tiber, Tiburnus, repressed its amnem's it's the river, it probably means it's flowing of its course, and a lupa, it's the female version of a lupus, a female wolf, having left her catuluses, having left her little wolvelets, what are small wolves called? Puppies or something. And she secuta, she followed the vagatum, which is the wailing, and she moved her ubera, her teats, to the infants, and gesseted herself as a mother. And she conducted herself as a mother to these two infants. Almost done. 6. So thus, repertos, these two accusative plurals were found. Apud an arbor, at a tree, Forstulus, a pastor or shepherd of the Regio Gregis, of the royal flock, he tulleted them into his casa, into his house, and educated them and reared them up. That's it for the day.